Lawnarchy, what's happening? It's your man PL. Just heard the sounds of DJ Jamel Rockwell and the prelude on the ones and twos. Everybody, round of we have
now you're gonna see Jamel Rockwell smoke this weed.
Have a few special guests tonight. Lou Rip and Lucid. They are MOKS, and also Ben Swiller of the DeLazers.
And we got the blue schnozberry.
The schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
Man, beat me to it. Beat me to it.
Yo, I love this packaging.
Before we get too far into everything, let's check in. We're big mental health advocates here. And we like to check in with each other every week just to kind of give everybody a place in the space to say what's on their mind, their heart, their soul, or whatever. You know, get something off their chest or say something good, say something bad. But, you know, I don't ever want to have somebody saying, yeah, man, I just felt like I never had somewhere I could say X, Y, Z.
I get that. That's a good idea.
You pass that over to me, sir.
Yeah.
So basically, it just goes like this. Hey, Jason, man, how was your week?
Stupendous. Didn't know what I was gonna do with myself on Tuesday, so I actually slept. I was for real in bed and got a full 8 hours of sleep for the first time maybe in 4 years. So
wow, congratulations!
Hey,
that shit
for real.
Appreciate it.
I wish I knew what that felt
Oh yeah, I don't know what that feel like, boy.
That sounds like the dream.
I woke up and didn't know what to do with myself. For real. And then and the boy got his first rugby match tomorrow.
Nice.
So, yeah,
Fresh.
I'll say he may not be playing football anymore, which I'm a little disappointed in that, but I mean it is what it is at this point. I just want to see him doing something. So.
Hey, you seen how big those rugby dudes are?
Yeah, he a big kid though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. Lucid, man, how was your week?
Oh, man, I mean the kids are on summer break, so it's like I think this was summer school. So I got one kid in like a STEM class, another kid in the 7 and 10 or whatever, you know what I mean? So got truncated days. They're coming home, you know, at like 3 o'clock or whatever. So I'm a visual artist. I do a lot of like murals and stuff. That's on hold right now. Luckily, I don't have anything queued up, so it's not like really competing. What I'm working on right now is a poster project for Johnson County Parks and Rec. So this is my day-to-day job, not what I'm really here to talk about, but I do some pretty cool stuff where I do a lot of mural work. I just finished up a project for Nike and MOKS basketball out of like 87th and 35, like right off there. It's a super legit premier basketball organization that they send kids to the NBA and to collegiate. They're like a machine. It's really dope. They've set up this like it's basically like a facility where like I was painting like late one night and I was like texting my client and I'm like, hey, it's cool that I'm still here, and they're like, yeah, the guys are sleeping upstairs. I'm like who's sleeping upstairs? Like, because this is just like a raw building that I'm like working. He's like, the guys are sleeping upstairs, don't worry. Like I go upstairs, like it's like bunks of just players that are just like they're there to play. You know what I mean? And they set up this facility that I don't know the full ins and outs of it, but it's just like this really raw collective of like very like players who are they're there to win. You know what I mean? They're there to like dedicate themselves fully. Yeah, but right now I'm doing a project for Johnson County Parks and Rec, totally different. That was like a mural project, like kind of graph style, like logo lettering and stuff. And this is like landscape painting, like travel poster for different parks or whatever that are out there. But I don't mean to take up too much airtime or whatever, you know, because you talked about men's health, dude. It's been rough like last couple years or whatever, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah, man.
I don't know. I was really hesitant to share. My dad passed or whatever in April. I don't really like to talk about it, not because I don't want to like own my feelings. It's just like I don't feel like my relationship to that occurrence is related to like how other people feel about it. It's something I'm trying to like truly possess and be present for myself, and not like seek like outward whatever. But I mean, there's like a dual side to that. Like you know, you try and kind of own your own situations, and you kind of also eliminate the opportunity for other people to, you know, for you to bond with other people who've gone through like similar stuff, or whatever. So it's like kind of like straddling that balance of just trying to stay like proactive, but also like engaged with the rawness of like what life is. Like my mother and father-in-law would live with my wife and I. They moved in like 6 months ago, and like they're battling like terminal cancer and stuff. You know what I mean? So it's an interesting time where like, you know, focus has been like wanting to get like hip hop out, wanting to like do, you know, I do art, right? I want to do creative. I want to do like stuff that people find dope and energizing and whatever. And then like life is just, man, you reach a point where it's just like it's real. Like you got your kids, you got your parents, and like everything is like moving on, and you're just like in this flow with like a series of events that you have no control, and you have to maintain your creativity within that. You know what I mean? Because you can't let go of it, because that's the whole reason you do it. That's the whole reason you're an artist, is because like it's supposed to put you more in tune with your experiences throughout life or whatever. Like, you know, we develop these sensitivities. So I don't know. I'm just like inviting the conversation, because I've found that there's so many people like going through like such similar stuff to me. And I think a lot of us in the last few years, especially with COVID, like we kind of like shed the pretense of feeling like the need to, you know, yo, what's up? How are you? Yeah, I'm fine. Whatever. You know, it's like I don't say I'm fine. I say how I'm feeling like at the time. Right. You know what I mean? And that's just like kind of a transition that I've personally moved to, that I feel like a lot of other people have. And so, in my life, I'm personally trying to just engage more on that, like, you know, let's work together, but let's also like figure out where each other are at in our life. So like me being like 1/3 of MOKS, which is Lou Rip and our homie Joker, like so much of our music and our group is that process. You know what I mean? Like just, you know, we both have just daughters, so it's like really easy to connect on that. Going through life stuff like depression, ups, downs, whatever. It's the, you know, art imitates life, imitates art. Like, just like the quintessential moment in that process or whatever. Feels like kind of where we're at. I feel like I took a long time on.
Oh, man.
Oh, no, man. It be like that sometimes.
Hey, trust me.
And you're in a house of losing parents over the past year, bro. So, welcome. As far as that part is concerned.
I appreciate it.
And nothing you can say about that feels weird.
Dude, it's crazy because you're born to this world, and the only thing you've ever known in your whole life is like potentially these two entities, depending on, you know, their involvement in your life or whatever. But it's like these two pillars that are the quintessential parts of your life, and I think that it's beyond the realms of imagination, at least for myself, prior to it happening, to really understand what that would feel like. I only liken it to having kids. You know what I mean? Because like before I had kids, I just like. I ran my brain over what's that going to be like? Like, what's it going to be like to have a child I had dreams about it. I had like I'm a very imaginative person. I just like found myself like at this roadblock, like you can't see through it to what that's gonna be. And when it broke through, like when I had a kid, it was like my heart like shattered and like scattered to the ends of the universe, and then came back and was like 3 times bigger, and like it was this very visceral experience of that. And I feel like losing a parent's sort of the same from my experience. Like I saw it as like I can see partly down this tunnel, and then there's this black veil, and I just can't even see past that. And I know there's this whole world past that moment, and I just like can't see it. You know what I mean? And now I'm a little bit past that because, like my dad had dementia. My mom is like really has her physical and mental wits about her, and I'm really grateful because she's managed all the like logistics of, you know, and anyone who's lost parents, like there's an insane amount of logistics that go along with it, as far as, you know, property and how different people can even exert their influence on, like, you know, executing your parents' wishes via that because of how you're designated and all that stuff. And then man, like I don't know, yeah, so I feel like we're partly down this road, down a tunnel, in the middle of it, and trying to, at this point, trying to like celebrate a little bit, at least what we've done along the way in that process. Yeah.
Man.
Yes, sir.
Ben Swiller.
Well, just to let you know, man, we understand. We don't know exactly what you're going through because everybody's deal is specific to them. But look,
we're in
man,
the neighborhood.
Yeah, our hearts out to you, man. It's
Every time I've found myself feeling sorry for myself, I've invariably come across a story that made me like feel silly for being so like I don't know. I guess like focusing too much on myself, because like anywhere someone has it like worse or whatever, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
and I don't know. It's a learning moment. You know what I mean? It's like feel yourself down, feel yourself depressed, find a way through it, find motivation. For me, a lot of that, it's music and art, man. It's like it's all the projects that have been coming and the opportunity to try and like rise and shine, you know, within those opportunities or whatever. Just taking gratitude for, you know, like the Johnson County project has me like out in like nature, just like drawing nature and like getting paid for it, which is something that I couldn't have really conceived like however many years ago.
Right.
You know what I mean?
well, man, shit. Hey,
So do you just? I know we're gonna get through this segment, but do you feel like the process is giving you the opportunity to hyper focus as far as your art is concerned? At time, I mean, not for a continued amount of time, but
so I think that it aligns like priorities, right? And it helps to like really kind of whittle away the distractions or whatever, like the things that don't mean as much, because it's like anytime you find a limitation, then you hyper focus on how to make the most of the resources you have, right? So like I find it a good strategic practice to, as soon as you can define the limitations of any project, like whatever the budgetary restraints or the time restraints are of a project, or, you know, spatial or whatever, the sooner you can identify those constraints, that gives you like almost a limitless world of like real estate to operate within. But only once you identify the restraints can you sort of like identify what the goal is or whatever. You know what I mean? Like what the solution to the problem is. So like the sooner, I don't know, I was in a thing called Odyssey of the Mind when I was a kid, where it was like problem solving. And so you're in like in groups, and one of the things that one of the things that my coach touted was like, if they don't say you can't, you can. So it's like trying to figure out everything you can't do. Like once you identify everything you can't do, then the fucking sky's the limit. You know what I mean? And you know, that might tie back to just like the life stuff, like figuring out like what are all the things you can't do, what are all the things that you can't take for granted, or all the things that you can't just, I don't know, like sit on or like pass on, like, or commit to, that are going to take too much time where you could just spend it better, you know? Yeah, I mean, being creative, and especially being like professionally creative, it's a wild ride, dude. I've been giving talks to, like I did a career day from like my kids' school, but just before that I did like a talk at, I think it was Shawnee Mission North High School, and it was like their AP art class, and one student asked me, like, what are your recommendations to becoming like a professional artist? Because you know, that's a good question, and I couldn't help but say, like, you know, don't. I mean, unless you're as just like stubborn as I am, and unless you're just like really ready to commit to all the pain that comes with being like a creative individual or whatever, like you should really pick something else. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And I wouldn't pick anything else, but I'm kind of like masochistic that way. You know what I mean?
I think we all are kind of, because it's a success rate like baseball in our profession. You know what I'm saying? You can fuck up. Yeah, you can fuck up 9 times, but if you get one hit.
But also, success is just defined differently for all of us.
Oh yeah,
I said
sure.
this even in a video. Like, I never gave a fuck about being successful, the money, hit records, all this shit. All I wanted was respect. So for me, I'm a successful rapper because I got the respect of the people that I respect, and that's all I ever really cared about. Like,
dude, you've opened for such sick acts. Like, I mean,
honestly, any penny I've made in this game has been more than what I expected or even anticipated. To be honest with you, because I never looked that far into it. All I looked into it was just sitting in my room writing raps and spitting them out to my homies. That's all we did, and that's all I cared about. You know what I mean? It's
the underlying principle of MOKS is that, like, Lou and I both agreed we're writing raps either way. You know what I mean? So like we could have no conduit for what we're doing, and we're gonna be writing raps regardless. So it was just like, okay, we got a producer, Joker 70, who, I mean, he's on board to make whatever, and he makes fucking mad amounts of beats, and he just pumps them out. And we've been writing to most of them, but he puts them out at a pretty substantial rate, and he just keeps getting better and better and better and better. So like by the time that we've written something that then we record a video to and everything, it's like what we're working on is so much better than the thing that we've done. It kind of like it's hard to maintain like the sense of priority of like, all right, we need to go through the motions of getting out the stuff that we've already done so that we can like build up to the stuff that we're working on now. Because as an artist, you're excited about what you're working on now. You're not excited about the thing that you recorded like 5 months ago, you know what I mean? And then you like did a video too, and like I think that it's something I've suffered from as a aspiring MC and visual artist. It's like, you know, I realized at some point no one's gonna make videos for me. I need to learn how to video edit myself, so I do most of my own videos. And graphic design, I'm a visual artist sort of first, so I do all my own like visual arts, whatever. But it's like you gotta, I don't know, like you have to establish a momentum, and you have to like get stuff out and not. Wow, look, it's too much pot on this table, man.
Man, we got mad off subject. Ask this man how his week is, dog. We done drifted off.
Swiller, my man, my mellow. How's your week, sir?
Oh man, not bad. Just you know, kind of the same thing. Just plugging away at dad life. You know, trying to be successful at work. Got the kids out of school for the summer. Got them started in summer camp.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Damn, I'm the
adjusting
only one
to
here
that.
without kids.
Yeah.
Well, you ain't up here, so.
That's a hustle.
Yeah, man.
That's a hustle, man.
It's real. You know, the two parents working full time, and you know, kids in school, out
That's
of school.
my world.
Like,
Yeah.
it's a tough balancing act. You know, between money and time, and you know, all that. Yeah. It's an ongoing struggle every day. It's something new, but it's great. You know. But yeah, you know, just kind of plugging away at that. You know, getting together with Vert, working on music where I can, and playing Street Fighter 6. Yeah.
What's that on?
Everything. Xbox, PlayStation.
Okay.
Yeah.
I dipped out of like gaming about when my first daughter was born because I didn't want to test my wife's, nerves, and and so she has recently said that her assertion that we all should have a gaming system together, like get a Switch, me and my two daughters. I think she meant all of us collectively, but she's said that was like the worst idea she ever had. She regrets it every day because we're on Breath of the Wild, like, day in, day out, pretty much. We haven't gotten to Tears of the Kingdom, but it's so great. So I'm finding myself like trying to reacclimate, having been like really deep in gaming, like up until about 10 years ago, and taking hiatus. Now it's like coming back up for air and just be like, what's hot, man? What's going on?
Yeah, I've been Toon is like ranked like top 2, top 3 in the state. Street Fighter.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Like
I knew that was his
like
shit.
going to tournaments and stuff. Like he's
shout out Alabar Bandaloop.
Yeah, he's.
What does he go by like when he actually does the tournaments and stuff? Sephiroth? Okay.
Yeah. But
not Alabar Bandaloop.
No. So I've been playing with him. He's been trying to get me to play, but I'm by far
the man with the most aliases.
Yeah.
Cartoon Daloon.
He's Frank now. He goes by Frank now.
Yeah, Frank Umar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's my man.
That's
my
man's, man.
Just trying to keep up with him.
Out of respect, I'm not even going to say his actual name right now, just because I know that's what he's trying to avoid.
Yeah, Toon.
Yeah. Don't do that.
No, I'm not going to, because I got love.
Toon had me fucked up one night at Buzzard Beach.
Oh yeah, he'll do that.
Yeah, it was.
Look, Toon was trying to get me messed up so many times. His thing with me was he would try to get me messed up right before I go on stage, and he thought he would trip me
He's
up.
an antagonist.
Yeah, I took
That dude.
I took that shit like a G. Went on stage and performed like it was nothing every single time, just to show him that I could handle anything he could throw my way. And he was loading me up too. I'd be like,
he had a couple of them that I wouldn't have done before a show.
No. He could never throw me. He tried his hardest. He couldn't do it.
Well, since we got you, how's your week, Blue Rip?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
5-star general.
I wake up in the morning, dog. I don't really care about much else. If I'm good, seriously, man.
Yeah.
If I'm good and my family's good, what else can you ask? I mean, I don't anticipate nothing happening. Nothing. I just try to stay in the moment. Whatever life throws, it throws. But I'm good, man. Everything is good. Can't complain about nothing.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. Shit.
Dude, I'm just gonna second and like reinforce this dude's just like attitude about everything, man. Just like I have a constant text thread with him and Joker or whatever on the phone, just because we're talking about this, that, and the other or whatever. It's like anything that I throw out there, he's just like, I don't know. He's got like the right words to say, and it's like I don't know. Like if you throw something against the wall and the thing just like falls dead flat, it's like you realize that thing just like didn't matter or whatever. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. Like he's that sort of person where like the truth of what the situation is that you're dealing with, like when you throw it at him, it's like it's not a I don't know.
It's never really the situation. It's always how you feel about it. So it's like, we always put our feelings into everything we do, and it's like if you look at the situation pound for pound for what it really is, it's just a situation. And chances are it takes simple action just to take care of it. But if you got your feelings involved in it, if you're thinking about it, if your emotions is in it, you're making this shit harder than what it actually is. And that's true for really 99% of what we do. We put our feelings into it, and it makes it harder than what it actually is.
And honestly, like the music that we have, like I feel like you could call it like it's almost like a therapy session or whatever. Like a lot of our music is just like us working collectively through shit together. You know what I mean? just like this, like everything. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's the same. I mean, when I'm making beats, I mean, that's catharsis more than it, is anything else.
it's like shedding skin, right? Like,
Yeah.
Well, just real quick, my week was alright. I have no complaints about it for real.
You ain't put hands on anybody this week?
No method you put hands on?
Yeah.
I didn't have to deal with any tweakers, no methods, no. I did have to deal with some fucking. I did have to deal with a couple of tweakers, but they were like tweakers that were under control. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like
Workmen like tweakers.
They were beating the tweak. The tweak wasn't beating them. You know what I'm saying? But they were right on the line. They were right on the fine line because they were slightly irritating. But other than that, no, it was a decent week, man. Like I said, I really don't have any complaints. I really, like I said, try not to complain because it could be a lot worse.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? No matter what. So I'm just thankful we made it. We all made it through. I'm gonna get to see my fam on the lawn over here. You know what I'm saying? We chilling.
you just said what I took an hour and a half to say, like in like 4 seconds.
I taught school for 15 years, so I think that helped me learn how to be concise when I need to be.
As a parent of young kids, dude, I have such regard for teachers. Straight up, man, because I get like two of my kids' friends around me, and I just get so cranky, man.
I think
like you little
teaching is why I don't have kids.
Fair enough.
So you've done your time.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, fuck these kids.
Well, you already got kids. Technically, with the school, so you don't need the kids anymore. They yours at least.
Say it again, Rip. Say it again, because I want that to be precedent on this show.
See, he's just trying to figure out a way to make me feel like I'm older than he is.
Damn, OG.
He's absolutely older than me, but he says he says I'm older than him because I got 2 kids that add
Listen,
6
in
years.
2023, black
to my
men should be
age.
taking pride in getting old. I don't give a fuck. I wish I was the oldest man.
Hey, I
in
went
this
out and
room.
bought my straw hat. That was actually part of my news. I've settled in my own.
Yeah, y'all look no older than 30, man. Straight up. Like,
I appreciate it. But
Yeah.
no.
Shoot.
Yeah, these dudes don't age at all. Like at all. They found the serum, dog. I don't know
Man.
what it is. They found the serum though.
I found.
I
the
love
reefer,
it.
but I found that when I was like 18 for real.
See, that's why you got that finish, that gloss.
I'm lacquered up. I got a coat of weed resin. It's like a force field.
and we got
SPF.
and we got
420.
a
45
pettiness that
milligrams.
will sustain us.
You said what?
I said we have a pettiness that will sustain us.
Oh yeah, I got a pretty good, decent amount of pettiness. But I don't want to talk about that right now. I do want to talk about. I remember when I first met Lucid. This was roughly 1997 or 1998.
I moved here in '98, so it's probably it
So
must have
it's
been shortly after I
98
moved
then.
here.
You were kind of doing stuff with Joker 70 and his brother, Human Crop Circles.
Yes.
And I think you were over there finishing up a recording session or writing or something like that to something that he was making.
Okay.
Or some artists. I don't know. But you were.
Is this like when he was on
when
the
he
plaza?
stayed off the plaza. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the. Because he stayed there for like ever. It felt
He was
like.
there for a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had a conversation. We were talking about when we met up last weekend at the coffee shop, and I was telling you how like when we moved from that spot and like we were pulling all the posters down, it was like white, like these white squares like on like this yellow wall. Like the wall didn't even look yellow until you pulled the shit off the wall, and then like it was so white underneath the calendar and like all these posters from where he had been smoking and all the smoke residue that all of a sudden what looked white was now like this brownish yellow. Yeah. Yo, man, yeah.
Yeah, so I remember.
That was like the initial days for myself. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was then, and I met Lou Rip maybe
1800s.
Oh man, I don't know.
I don't even remember when we.
I met
first
Lou
spoke
Rip
again.
about. That was not. I met Lou Rip maybe roughly 2001. 2001, because it was when me and Smooth were doing shows as Rough Draft.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And
I think I
Quarter.
still have some of your guys' old stuff.
Oh wow, that's just actually decent.
Dude,
Yeah.
I've got a catalog, man, at home. Yeah.
Oh, I would.
Got
I would,
boxes.
yeah. Oh shit.
Kept
I would,
everything.
You, Danny Girl, Jock, and Tommy Lift. I think probably have maybe the most.
Joker. So
Joker
Joker
has a
has
lot,
everything
yeah.
he's been involved with.
Got a ton of shit.
Like everything that Joker has had someone record to or whatever, like he's got everything. I have a bunch of like data discs from like the old, I don't know, like the old 4-track, 8-track recordings and stuff, and kind of just a mishmash, dude. I've got probably like a decade plus of just random like tracked out sessions. You know what I mean? Like could make some really wild remixes or whatever. But it's all in like these stacks of discs that I don't.
See, now that you said that, I must tell you that whenever you bring up that you have old stuff now, if you're on the lawn,
Free
I
the
must
tapes.
tell you to free the tapes.
Free the tapes.
Free the
Free
soul.
the tapes.
You're gonna have to free the tapes, Lucid.
I'll tell you what, you provide a means, and I'm happy to do it. I would love to sit down. I don't want to like figure out what cause you know what Mac has done. Like basically they remove every port. They're like, the more technologically streamlined they get, the less like actual power you have with their machines. So like you have less ports and less opportunities. Like there's no, you know, you're not gonna slide a CD like a DVD or whatever into a Mac.
It's not an OS. It's a religion.
Straight up, yeah.
It's
Yeah, no. So if you provided the means, I would actually be really interested to sit down and just kind of like go through that shit. I think it'd be fascinating. Because
I'm
I've
pretty
got,
sure
dude,
we're
I've got
gonna-
spindles of discs,
Oh damn.
just massive amounts of data. I was like a, so like back when you met me and I was like messing with Human Crop Circles, I've always like played the background or whatever, just because I don't know. I found myself surrounded by so many people I found to be like incredibly talented. I just wanted to, I don't know, watch and, you know, like try and prove myself and like figure out avenues to, you know, find my opportunities, but never, I don't know. One of the things I loved about hip hop is it's like universally accepting, but also like you have to prove yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that to me was the initial buy-in is like I found if I battled, like I was accepted having lost a battle as I was if I won a battle. Right? And so it was just like you just had to prove yourself as like being invested enough for other people to take you seriously. You know what I mean? And so to me it was like being inducted into that environment and having like proven myself through that sort of like gauntlet of just like doing battles and stuff and like proving myself in minor ways gave me the opportunity to just like watch people do like what they were doing, which is what the whole purpose that I wanted to be there for in the first place. You know, I was going to like visual arts school and I was, you know, like my BFA was in painting and I was just like all about the visual arts stuff. But
You went to KCAI?
I went to KCAI. Yeah,
I
I was
know
in
that.
KCAI with Christian Amen of the Guild.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he and I graduated the same class.
Oh, fresh.
Which we're gonna link up this week, actually, in Fayetteville, Arkansas, because I'm going with my family to Fayetteville to Crystal Bridges to check out the Diego Rivera mural exhibition, and then we're gonna stay with him. So he does with his wife Heidi. They have a wallpaper company called Assemblage. So like he was a sculptor, she was textiles, and she designed a substrate. Of like basically like if you vision like a web of like threading or whatever, that then he designed like a plaster like process that is as thin as wallpaper, but like something that you can incorporate like copper, and then you can patina that copper and like give it that like greenish effect, and you can make like basically like their wallpaper looks like sculptures, you know what I mean? But it's like all like flat and stuff, and like, or he'd do like, and this is a formidable and prominent MC of the time. Like that's how I met Christian. But I also knew him as a sculptor. Like I remember coming home one day from school, or I think I was heading back to my apartment from the Art Institute, and like Christian is sitting in the middle of Warwick, and he's on a bucket, and like traffic is like stopped going like either way, like trying to like find its way around him, and he was plaster casting a deceased squirrel, like a road-killed squirrel. So he was doing a plaster cast, dude. So I think like wherever I went and I came back, by the time I came back, there were police there, and they were, you know, like questioning, like Christian, like he wasn't gonna back down for anybody. He was explaining to the cops how like he's there obstructing traffic because he's doing a plaster cast of a roadkill squirrel, and you can't move the roadkill squirrel before you do the plaster cast, because then that'll ruin the plaster cast. You know what I mean? So like, you know, so he got the cops to just like go with it and help direct traffic around this roadkill squirrel. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I love that dude. Like I've had so many experiences with that dude. Like that dude is the source of like probably the vast majority of the interesting stories in my life. Like I could start on like a sequence of stories about that dude, and like you could do a whole podcast about that, because like I've been around him when he's been in so many fights and so many different circumstances. My first job out of school was like when I graduated with a BFA in painting, was working for him for a different like art studio, sculpting 14-foot Roman Greco statues out of condensed styrofoam for Argosy Casino. You know, like he's that dude. He's multi-dimensional in a way that you can't fathom until you're sort of like within his realm, and then you're just able to appreciate it. Anyway, so like he and his wife, they established all these proprietary, or what's the word, property, intellectual property, IP, right? So these formulas for developing wallpaper, and that's like their whole business. So they sell to like high-end like Chanel or like Louis Vuitton, like boutique places. Dude, it's absolutely fascinating. Because like the first time I went and stayed with him with my kids, he was like living on top of a mountain in Arkansas, just like their house was like this weird like shell of a building, and like they had chickens and like cows. And so we went and stayed with them, and it was like, stay out of the pen with the bull, you know what I mean? Don't go in there. But their son, who's like the same age as my oldest daughter, taught her how to like catch chickens, and like my youngest daughter, learned to eat avocado. She's a baby at the time, or whatever. Learned to eat avocado with them. But I think that it's relevant because like this is a quintessential part of like, I don't know, from my experience, where I entered in with the hip-hop culture. Like he was a big part of what was Simile Assembly SA crew at the time, which is with Vert, which is part of DeLazers, and Clever Rev, who is in Florida, like leading his kids to baseball championships and stuff. Yeah, man, it's just like a pleasure to me to stay in touch with all the people that I met like a decade, 2 decades ago, and still just have all these like connections and be like following, like everybody's going in really interesting directions, and the more that I reconnect with people, like the more interesting it is.
Oh yeah, it's I saw Vert this weekend, and I saw him a couple of weekends before that at the Devin the Dude show. Yeah, and I've always jokingly been like, hey man, I need a copy of that Guild CD, that last one. He was like, and he'll always be like, I got it, man, I got it. And I was like, I said it again.
You guys did that this last weekend.
Yeah,
yeah.
But this time I was like, no. This time I was like, I really do need. I've always need, but I really do need that, because we talked about, because I thought it was a didgeridoo and it wasn't a didgeridoo, and I'm like, dude,
that was news to me. I heard it was a didgeridoo.
I thought it was fucking didgeridoo.
I thought it was a didgeridoo. I'm gonna ask Christian this coming weekend. We're staying with him Friday, so I'll find out.
Yeah, I'm voting didgeridoo. But yeah. So Vert and Ben Swiller are. So is it all three of you are the DeLazers?
Yeah.
And Rand Mecca.
Yep.
When did Rand become part of?
It's been a few years. It's been probably beginning of the pandemic. He kind of folded into the crew.
Yeah, see, pandemic, I faded out of everything. I just went to sleep.
Because Rand been around forever, so that's who taught Bert how to make beats. Bert's who taught me how to make beats. So it's it's kind of
like three generations of beat making.
But yeah, I mean during that time,
it's like an apprenticeship.
Kind of quarantined up and stuff. We kind of the format of the DeLazers kind of changed and became more of like a collective than like we still collaborate together and make stuff together, but a lot of it's just kind of three different parts moving in unison, kind of do our own thing and then put it all out together. So
okay, that's the reason that you all, not really the reason, but one of the reasons that I felt comfortable putting you all together tonight as guests was because we're all going to be together on a oh, hold on. I did all that fucking setup, which was fucking awesome, and then I didn't even have the shit ready. Let's see what kind of okay, here we go. The reason I felt comfortable having all you guys here together tonight because we're all going to be together.
Need to get that up there so they can click on the link.
Also, just want to let you guys know that I am fans of you guys' like works and stuff, man. Lou Rip's a regular here. I'm almost not even. I feel almost bad because I'm borderline like ignoring him to a degree because he's just like one of the fellas and shit. He's just here.
I'm like Jazz.
Hey, but we got rid of lighting now.
Bruh, every time I've been here though, this mug has changed drastically though. I mean, I'm telling you, y'all got some HG Garden TV shit going on. I'm telling you, Chip and Joanna Gaines is up in this motherfucker.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, during the downtime, back in or actually just before the downtime in October, we were talking about what we were gonna do to change it up for this season. And Rockwell was like, "Oh man, we gonna make a cube because it's gonna be like the cube. It's gonna be all just trust me." And I was like, "All right, man. I don't know what the fuck you talking about, but I'ma trust you." And then he was talking about the setups and stuff, and I was like, "All right, man. That sounds like a lot of work." But we had people, but people came through and helped out.
Yes,
shout out
sir.
Bro Nevis, shout out Buddha Palm, shout out Quarter. You know what I'm saying?
Get paid for that.
Huh?
Yeah.
Still trying to get paid for that.
Oh yeah, the check is in the mail.
Plenty of jobs, sir.
Your check is in the mail, sir. Yeah. No, that's if you have a complaint. That's an well, send your complaint to eatadick@eatadick.com. That's where we send all complaints to.
If you haven't received a check from us, then please
the check
refer
is in
your
the mail,
complaint to
or was in the mail.
eatadick.com.
You might want to check with your mail carrier, because I know some of these mail carriers out here, y'all shady as fuck. Man, y'all might be out here pocketing checks
If you got a problem, bum rush your mail
Who is still getting checks?
I was about to say I was just going to ask that question. Who the hell is still having a check mailed to them? Like,
Now I
what
feel
the
like
hell
we're
is
talking
going
about
on?
elderly people, and I don't like talking about elderly people getting taken advantage of.
I mean, if grandma's still getting that 15.22 a week, you know, sent via pigeon, carrier pigeon, I guess that's all right. A little nostalgia for grandma.
Here's what I'm saying, man. If you're not even close enough to your elderly relatives that they can get taken advantage of like that, then like, you know what I mean, you're slipping.
Oh man, yeah, that's real.
Dude, I'm like the IT manager for my mother and father-in-law because they live in the basement. So it's like they can't sign into Netflix, you know, just holler.
Because sometimes they get me into some shit that I don't even understand what's going on. They just throw me in the middle of it, and I'll be like, whoa, what's happening? I don't know.
Just make it work.
Granny, this is a multi-level marketing scheme, Granny.
IT for a living. It's worse when you do IT for a living because you are automatically the go-to motherfucker.
It's low.
IT for your
Everybody
entire
in my
family.
family thinks whatever computer-related problem they have or electronic-related, I'm supposed to be able to fix it.
Every project ID 10T, right?
Oh,
My phone is messed up. Why don't you go and put your IT magic on it? Yeah, it ain't magic, goddammit.
it's just as bad, but in a different way. When you
Have
book-
you tried unplugging it?
when you book shows for a club, because now all of a sudden at family reunions, that your family's like, oh man, you couldn't get Genuine. I mean, well, actually, we probably could have, but no, we don't. We ain't out here trying to spend no Genuine money, Auntie.
He fall through a couple enough of them off enough stages. He'll land it wherever you at. That's a slipping ass nigga. That looked like a big boy move to the hot pocket. When the hot pocket ready in the microwave, that's how you get to the
Oh man,
Yeah, I just got the best visual of just like a reels of like him like falling like into different circumstances. Like,
I'm telling you, he falls off enough stages. He'll be here, bro, for real.
Man, I got so tired of working in tech that I went to go steal cars for a living.
Tech made you that, man? Yeah.
oh he was fed up.
I was
He
fed up, dog.
Because he was taking pleasure in repoing. Oh man, I was like, hey man,
Hey, he saved me a couple times.
calm down, big dog, calm down.
Oh,
He's like, nah man, this is my pleasure.
shut up, dog.
I was like, hold up, pops.
Oh man.
Take it, dog.
All day, I'm foot up a car's ass.
those jobs have to attract a certain type, right? Like, I mean,
Well, no, but see, honestly, that really goes against my personality type.
Allegedly. See,
Whatever.
we're in the media
Except
now.
for the
So you
fact
You have
gotta
a personality for car theft?
definitely.
For
who
7
doesn't?
years, I did, yes. Yes, I had a high aptitude for it, yes.
Oh, he was pretty good at it.
as a Kia owner, man, like I think you might have given up too early. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
man,
if you got a kid, you can
I
always
heard they
get
got a
back in the
recall.
game.
There's a recall for the.
I got a letter to be part of, you know, like a, what do they call it, like a lawsuit or whatever, you know what I mean? But which I'm definitely considering.
But they
'cause-
saying now they're gonna put some kind of metal thing in your steering column now.
No, I did hear that. If you report to any sheriff's office, you can get like one of the what do they call them, like the steering wheel locks or whatever.
Oh
Like
no,
that-
no, they're talking about. Key was actually talking about replacing the part in the column so that they can't just. jam it in there and
Oh,
start it
okay.
like
I
that.
didn't hear that. But straight up, like if you report to any, I think sheriff's office.
They give you a club.
Yeah, they just give you like a club for
No shit.
if you're the owner of a Kia, or if it was a Hyundai or something like
No
that. That's
shit.
the other one.
Kids
Yeah.
and kids,
Damn,
The
motherfuckers
big-
still use
big
those
business.
little cars?
You see, you got to.
Hey, yeah. Hey.
Why don't you
Nah,
just give me
all
the
they-
Viper system?
Hey.
Because all they need is a USB.
There's a snake in the
Hey,
back.
no, I can verify you that working in the repo industry. Yes, people still use the club. Now that don't mean shit when I'm towing your shit up out your driveway. but
Protected by Viper. Stand back.
Be running.
all it means is I'm gonna be towing that bitch around the lot every day. because I can't get into it.
Wow, that's crazy.
Hey,
Yeah,
it's
you got
it's
kid,
a whole new.
it's always room to get back in the
Oh,
game.
it's a whole new game out here, man. Because if you got one of these smart cars, like one
That's
of
why
these
you need to get back
Teslas,
in IT because it's the IT related game now. You got to know how to
miss a
get up
couple
in
of
these
payments, the Tesla's taking itself home. Or take back to the.
Back to
it's like, I'm heading back to the dealership, big dog. You,
Bro.
I'm out.
Bro,
You ain't- you
that
ain't
shit
playing by
happened
the
when I was
rules.
working at
phones.
Repo.
Repo itself.
Yeah, hey, we repoed a fucking Tesla, right? And
Motherfucker just
I
gave
walk
up. Just,
I walk into the office. This is why I was a manager at the spot. I walk into the office. They like, Jamel, you got to look at this video from security camera. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, just look at the camera. And I look back there and I see dude park this fucking Tesla into the lot in this little space. Pulls out. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning, right? He drives off. About 15, 20 minutes later, this motherfucking car pokes out the slot and then backs back in. And then pokes out the slot and then backs back in. And then that motherfucker pulled out and was trying to drive out the motherfucking lot. But because the gate was there, it was a visual blockage. It knew it couldn't go through the gate. And so it stopped.
hold up. What color, color is the owner of the car? Was he white or black?
Yo, why does that matter, dog?
Because he probably put that Tesla put a D.O. Hewley on you niggas. And it was like 1, 2, 3.
No, hold on, wait. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, dog.
Tesla, no, bro.
But this motherfucker tried to pull out, stopped when he realized he couldn't go through the gate, backed up a little bit, and then just started doing a circle. Just started driving around for a minute, and then that motherfucker stopped, and then it pulled up to the motherfucking garage. Like it was gonna go through the garage.
So
but
it
the garage
did
was closed.
donuts?
Then that motherfucker just stopped, right? And it just stopped right there. I was
It did donuts and then it stopped.
It didn't do a donut, but it did drive around in a circle, like a dog chasing its tail.
it was
Like,
trying. It was
Oh my god.
it was capturing everything around it, so it could see where the way out was.
Yeah.
And it was like, ain't no way out.
That motherfucker Googled you. That's what it was.
Hey,
He saw you
dog.
had carjacking in your past.
No, it didn't
his
have
present.
to. It had GPS. He knew exactly. That car knew exactly where the fuck it was at.
So while it was drifting in a circle, it was extracting a 360-degree like evaluation of
Yes.
its environment
He's trying to
Oh,
find
yeah.
any-
and figuring
no.
out
That's scary.
that's wild. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then the motherfucker just stops and it didn't do shit else, right?
I was like, all right, best option.
and so
Damn.
we at the office now. This is like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. We all looking at this video. We're like, what the fuck? And then
Wait, were you watching this live or did you like catch this after the fact? Like,
no, after the fact, we
Okay.
rewound the video and saw this shit because we didn't know why the car was sitting in front of the garage.
oh, so you just found it in front of the garage. You're like, what's the story?
So I'm we thinking somebody done repoed this car and they put it up in the slot like it's supposed to, right? Mm-hmm. And lo and behold, it put it exactly where
That
the fuck
car
it's
shall
supposed to
not be tamed.
Yeah.
So whatever its programming was, it determined where it was gonna end up.
Yeah.
Kind of, right? Like.
Yeah, because it tried to get all the options and there was no option where it could drive like a block. There was no direction it could drive like a block and try and figure it out from there.
That's pretty fucking smart, dude.
Yeah.
You know, people trying they're trying to find the line of like where AI becomes whatever, but like I've known people that are so fucking stupid that I feel like AI is like easily in the running. You know what I mean?
Hey, so we see this shit and we looking at this motherfucking car and we're like, this motherfucking car can turn on again. Ain't shit we can do about it. like
Christine.
So what we did is we put a bunch of cones
What
in
kind
front
of
of
what kind of car was it? I gotta get a.
It was a
like
Tesla.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Just the base coupe or whatever. I mean, not the coupe, the sedan. And so we figured that would keep it from trying to move back and forth, right? And sure enough, about 9 o'clock in the morning, we get a call. Yeah, my car is probably acting fool. I'm gonna be down there. I'll help y'all get it right.
Dude said my car acting a fool.
Dude,
like-
that's
he's like-
interesting.
he's like-
At what
'cause
point
he
can
called-
you just like deny? Like,
No,
like my
no,
car
he
was
knew
being
because-
wild,
because
man.
he woke up and his car wasn't there, so he told the car to come home. He went to his phone and told the car to come home.
Wait, so the whole security staff was like, "Yo, we got to deal with this car," and he's just like trying to like beep it like back to. God damn it!
And he
Oh,
was like-
motherfucker.
and he didn't understand where it was at first.
So the car was ET.
Yeah, for real, man.
Much.
Hold on. Look to the point where dude was cool. He was like, "Here's the keys."
Oh my God,
and,
dude.
Like this, and I'll turn this off a third and make sure it don't drive anywhere. He was like, "This is all a misunderstanding. I'll have my car back if not."
Yo,
today,
if this
the next
is
day."
not the premise of a sitcom in like the next 6 months, I'll be impressed.
look, so
It's hilarious, but it makes perfect sense. You know what I mean? Like the car is just going crazy.
hold on,
doing
he
what's
made this
programmed
car
to-
do tricks like a dog.
Could he see? Like, was he seeing?
Yes, he stepped in front of the car and the car recognized him.
So he's culpable. Like he's
No, like he
he's
literally
responsible
moved,
for what
moved the
his
cones out
car
the way,
does.
looked in front of it. That motherfucker started up. That motherfucker started up. The handles came out.
Did he lick him?
And the lights came on. And then he told the motherfucker to come to him, and the motherfucker started following him.
So here's my question: like, if you have a dog, you're responsible for how your dog acts, right? So, is there a line that's already designated where, like, if your car acts in a certain way, like you're culpable, like you're responsible? Right. Does that exist, or like is that still down the
well,
road?
you
Like,
talking about,
With that, all that
I don't know.
self-driving
Your car was
technology, that stuff
your
is
car was
car
like
gets
doing
jealous 'cause
donuts
you're
in the
driving
parking
your
lot,
other
like ran
car.
over a chihuahua. Like,
You're driving your box Chevy this
But
weekend,
there's still,
and it's
there's
like,
still
oh
a
no,
lot of
fuck that box
legalities
Chevy
at
shit.
play
Yeah.
with that type of stuff, and it varies from state to state.
who's responsible? That's crazy, man.
Well, technically, if you're using the self-driving technology, you're supposed to be in the vehicle. You're not supposed to tell the
Oh, okay.
motherfucker to-
So you're not supposed to like summon it to you
right.
without someone in it.
Somebody's supposed to be in it. Yeah.
Someone's supposed to.
Okay, so there's supposed to be
Don't
like a
give me the
stopgap.
goddamn option to do it. Shit. If you telling me I ain't supposed to do it, don't give me the fucking option to do it. Motherfucker, don't do it. You can't give me the option to do it and then tell me don't hit this red button
Good
that I'm
point.
going to give you. Don't touch this button at all.
That's why they like if you get pulled over and you drunk, you still get a DUI even if the motherfucking car is piloted.
Ain't that some shit?
Wow.
We had to
Then
put
what's
the
the
button
point?
in it, but we told you not to push it. So, whatever.
So the main reason to have the shit is still not a reason to have the shit.
Right. What's
It's
the whole
really
point?
a glorified. It's supposed to be a glorified cruise control, is what it's supposed to be.
It seems to me like an all or nothing.
Man, fuck that.
Like,
Where's my moving sidewalks? Where's my fucking teleportation? Where's the Jets and
I mean,
shit?
moving
Where's that
sidewalks
shit?
at the
I
airport.
need
We got self-driving cars though. That's
barely. They don't even. Man, it's some bullshit.
I mean, what if this motherfucker doesn't recognize you anymore for whatever reason?
You getting ran over, cuz.
Does
I
it?
mean, seriously, what if this motherfucker catches feelings yo?
Hey, and what about how does it recognize black people at night?
I don't give a fuck.
No, that's a real problem.
No,
that's a
that's
real
actually-
problem
that's
that they
real.
No,
have.
I'm saying
That's
for
actually
real.
Yeah,
Like,
it was like running into when they
Yeah,
were doing
that's
the test, it
actually
was
an
running
issue.
into people. Yeah.
Yeah, like, come on, that's. Yeah.
That's fucked up.
I don't want to say technology's racist.
Damn, it ain't.
here's what I'll say. I've edited a lot of footage that have both me and Lou in it, and it is problematic, dude. Because, like, the way my skin registers, the way his skin registers, dude. Sometimes I have to.
I thought
Sometimes I have
Lou was
to
choking
cut the
some
footage.
kids out and dropping elbows on grannies.
Hey,
and shit.
our cameras racist because you know what I mean. The spectrum in which it captures his features and the spectrum in which it captures my features are inherently different, and I have to sometimes fudge it, whatever. So what are you supposed to expect from like a self-driving car or something? I don't know. Like they're using the same visual spectrum that the rest of us are. So like,
I'm just saying.
there should be a solution.
Yeah,
right?
I just don't want to be,
But it's
walking
not
down the
surprising
street at
there's-
night and, You know, somebody's Tesla just.
Bro, why you think they selling so many Teslas?
You said what?
Why you think they selling
So they can catch me walking down the street at night. Dude, I looked.
use them
Hey,
after 8 p.m.?
it's,
Hey, did y'all see that dude? It was San Francisco or something that jumped that Tesla off that hill. Oh my God,
Jumped the Tesla off the hill.
bro, that motherfucker was like 18 feet in the air at one point.
Oh shit.
I
Was he
did
running
see
from
that.
the police?
Nah, they
No,
was just doing.
they was
just
hill
doing-
jumping.
Yeah, they was hill jumping. I saw
On
that
purpose?
Shit. Yeah.
Yes,
I mean, like
in a Tesla that was accelerated from 0 to 60 in like 4 seconds.
as a sport,
Just on some dumb shit.
or
On
just
some dumb shit.
some kids or something.
Yes.
Or- oh,
I did that in video games as a kid.
Daddy's Tesla and fuck it up.
you know what? I can't even be mad at that because when I was in a junior in high school, senior in high school, we went hill jumping a few times over on James A. Reed. I wasn't driving, and I didn't know we were going hill jumping. We just, we're going somewhere else. We were going out to what was the soccer spot? That was out by Bannister. That was over by where the police station is. All America. Yeah, we was going out to All American to kick it.
So you just
But,
found yourself like in like that moment in the middle of the air when you're like, what the fuck's going on? Like you're
Well,
you're floating on like an astronaut, and you're like,
I'm drunk. I'm kicking it. I don't give a fuck. I don't know what's going on. I'm not paying attention to where we are. Then all of a sudden, I hear the dude driving say, "Oh yeah,"
Oh no.
Never a good thing.
and I kind of I immediately sober up. And I look forward. I'm like, "Oh shit, we on James A. Reed. God damn it!" And we're it's like 6 of us in a '82 Monte Carlo. Oh yeah. Oh, we are. Oh, it's going down. Woo! Boo, 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 boo. Sparks flying everywhere. I'm like, oh shit! I know this motherfucker's not gonna make it to All American. We're gonna have to call AAA or something. And this is way before cell phones. So we gotta and we on James A. Reed. So and not just James A. Reed, but like the middle of James A. Reed where it's just all hills.
see, that's so universal because I grew up in Arvada, Colorado, like way far away from here. But that was my childhood. Like once we were driving, it's like you identify like those little like dips in the road or whatever where you can like catch air. You know what I mean? Like so my homie Trevor, who he's a rocket scientist now. He's like worked for like Lockheed and.
Well, see, it worked out for him. You know what I'm saying? He used that knowledge of being able to jump them hills to jump to the moon.
Yeah, man, you gotta arc those trajectories. Yeah, figure out the geometry. I mean,
He's getting it in.
straight up, man. Yeah.
It's it no longer does, but at one point in time, it used to surprise me how smart people were in hip hop, or in our hip hop scene.
Dude, I feel like it's a lot of intelligent people who are pursuing like an outlet that there's just no existing outlet within the like school system. Basically, like whatever system they're channeling through, they find themselves probably like running through the motions, but there's a whole lot of themselves that is just like being channeled dormantly, and they're trying to find a channel through it. And it's amazing as a visual artist and someone who's like always been like interested in music, and I mean even dance, like I used to try and do the b-boy stuff, but like how much of myself I was able to just find a home for in hip hop, let alone, now I'm 44 with kids and like having a career, like just did like a mural for Nike and like a mural for like a capital investment firm, and they're not exactly, I don't know, like to a degree it's like the same principles of sort of design and like interest of just developing something dope that informs those sort of projects that inform my interest in like hip hop and like trying to like bomb a train at night, or like trying to like hit up a spot or whatever, or trying to like rock a open mic or something. It's like that you're just trying to get that moment of like there's an environment that you're trying to own, you know what I mean? Like you're trying to do the thing that just like owns that moment in time, or that like space that that second or whatever, like within the beat or whatever. It's just like you're just trying to find it. You know what I mean?
Right on. It's funny you mentioned when you said bombing a train. I immediately thought of when me and Christos were in Chicago one time, and I have a habit of when we go out of town on doing shows and stuff. I have a habit of just wandering off sometimes. I'm usually safe. I think. God got me. If I'm supposed to get smoked in some strange hood, wandering around, and that's just what's supposed to happen, I guess. But so I'm wandering through one day and talking to some cats that are painting some stuff in Wicker Park, and we just shooting the shit or whatever, and ask them if they had heard us, Scribe or, oh yeah, man, blah blah blah, and I told them a few other gear, and they're like, oh yeah, man, and I was like, well, I'm from Kansas City. They're like, oh man, we love coming to Kansas City to paint.
What year are you talking?
Huh?
What year are you talking about?
This was. Nah, this was like. This was like 20.
Okay.
16, 2017.
I moved here in '98, and they owned like everything. Like when I moved here in '98, it was like ATT Crew, Gear and Scribe. It was.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Yeah, they own fucking everything.
Oh,
like
yeah.
within the Kansas City radius.
I can't remember dudes' names. I want to say it was like Concise or something like that, but I'm sure that's not right. But that might be right. But I don't want to say it is. Yeah, my might not be concise. But yeah, they were just like, hey, we just love going to camp because the stuff that they said that the stuff that happened that gets painted here, you know what I'm saying, usually doesn't get touched for a while, or it's usually gets to stay up, especially if it's up. So let's see. Are you guys gonna be doing anything like new?
So we have a lot of new stuff, and we also have a lot of old stuff that we just haven't put out. So like we put out a 4 album, like 4 single project / videos. Was that 2019 that we kind of did that push, like with Tick Tick Boom, One Man Posse. Like we put all that out in 1 year, like Eat and so like we had material queued up to follow that up, and then it was like the world just kind of went to shit, and it seemed like every month after another was like a new social cause or whatever. It really felt like not the time to that was like the start of Black Lives Matter and like Me Too, and I think so our natural like response was just kind of like shelve everything we've been working on, and then man, life happened. Like Lou like kept procreating because just you guys gotta keep it going. And like Rich Joker went through his stuff, and I went through my stuff. I think like recently my stuff's been the most heavy because MOKS is a little bit my brainchild. I was like the invitee to Lou and Rich to enact with like this environment. We all equally own it or whatever, but it's the thing that like I was already doing the videos and already doing like the visual content, and I'm like a control freak, so I'm like, don't try and suggest a different. No, I'm open to ideas, you know what I mean, but like that's not gonna move faster than I am, and my life hit a bunch of turbulence where like I got laid off in COVID, and so I had to reinvent my whole career, which has been fortunate in the opportunities I've had. I've done jobs since I got laid off for. I've done murals for J.E. Dunn and Children's Mercy and Nike, Mocan, and Novel, and I've done like packaging for like what do they call it? hiking mix. What is it? Fruit nut mix. I don't know why that is. Nut mix. What's it? Something you'd find in the store. I don't know. Something with like nuts and fruits and stuff. No, so just like various like opportunities that have come my
This is Elch Prime.
have come my way, and I'm like thankful for them, but also trying to figure out how to just like how to do admin, establish expectations, produce the work, and like do everything like as one person or whatever, you know. So it's been just a big thing, and that shelved a lot of our music because I have like a ton of video content that we've just been like sitting on. We've been sitting on tracks, we've been sitting on verses. Like we have just like this backlog. It's kind of like a dam that's just like this dam's trying to hold in place, but this dam's like reinforced with like depression and like life issues, you know what I mean? And so it just like doesn't budge. But eventually it's gonna burst forth, and that's
It's
about
the damn
what's happening
dam.
right now, you know what I mean?
The DAM.
Screams like
Damn.
Damn.
No, I sent you a video for one of the first track that's going to kind of set off this deluge of material that we've already got like queued up, because we have mastered like 7 remix tracks, a whole album, and we have 2 videos that are, you know, in the can, and all that stuff is like it's ready to come out. So we're
Well,
gonna,
you know,
I'm just gonna start putting that stuff out, and then kind of like see what opportunities follow it.
when you do, please make sure we get the links and stuff.
You got the sole premiere like of one of those videos
man.
tonight.
Okay, we're gonna have to probably premiere it next week because I don't have unless I manage to sneak it into the system before for the after hour with Buddha Palm. Yeah, it's but it'll be dope, I'm sure. I already know because I know who's doing it.
I mean, it's alright.
It's decent.
We
It's a well put together product.
If you really consider it in the context of everything that you need, like the parameters of the whole push and pull, like one, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's all right.
Well, shit, I'm excited to see it live at the.
I mean,
record bar.
AI could do better, but
Oh, AI could just. I mean,
like
AI
anyone has access to that shit, yeah.
Bro Nevis sent me something from about some AI production stuff this week, or was it last week? I don't know. So recently, time don't matter. And I was like, man, it was scary because they were taking like actual songs and then like literally pulling out the clarinet or pulling out this part of the key, you know, and I'm like, man.
So, supposedly with like Spotify, you don't even need to send like they have a service that will master your track. Like you don't need to send stems or anything.
You can get AI
It'll
mastering
split
now,
the
too.
stems for you and master it for you, which is that is insane, dude. Like as much resources as we all had to put into ensuring, like understanding just the intricacies of what we needed from our producers to try and like create the masters, and what a pain in the butt that was just to learn it, let alone get it done. And now that's not even a thing anymore. You just like send your stuff in and it can extract all the components of the music to master it and then reassemble it. It's very disconcerting.
It's but
And
I also
helpful.
had to be honest and say it's scary, but I think I fuss with it.
Yeah, I mean, like the technology's
Better.
not 100% there, but it's close. Like I use Koala Sampler on my phone. It's just like a.
What's that?
So it's an app that's based on like a SP303 sampler, but it's just an app that works like a sampler on your phone, right? But it's always being updated and integrated, and they have AI shit integrated in it now, so you can load in a sample and it'll split the stems for you.
Damn.
Just like in the app.
It's amazing.
The app costs $7. You know, it's like a pretty
Damn.
like
People gonna feel however they want to feel about it, but at the end of the day, you're gonna utilize the shit for some reason, one or another.
Oh yeah.
Here's the thing.
Kids are utilizing this shit to cheat on the
Write papers.
Anything that gets produced is only going to get produced because of the intentions of the person that produced it. You know what I mean? So like, you know, the tools at their exposure are different, and so sort of the parameters or evaluation of that is going to change, but people are going to, like, they're going to, it's a tool, man. You're going to learn how to utilize that tool to get the thing done that you're trying to get done. And the expectations around that are just going to kind of change around what the capabilities are, you know? I think that it's great that this is being introduced to people as, like, until it's monetized. And then it becomes problematic, you know what I mean? Like, where it's like the Wikipedia version of stuff where, like, people can tap in and, like, find a free or, like, easy to access kind of portal to doing AI stuff. I think that it's a good to humanity, and at the point in which it becomes, like, just access to those with means, then I think it becomes an ill.
Or,
you know what I mean?
Until Skynet happens.
I mean, that's inevitable, but I mean, what are we doing right now but posturing for our inevitable, like, AI overlords and just letting them know before the fact we're cool with you. You know what I mean? Just don't kill me or my family. We'll help you out, man. I'm on board. I'm on board. Don't think I'm the enemy.
It was man, it was a pleasure having you guys here tonight.
Thanks for
Appreciate you guys coming through and hanging out.
Yeah, for
Thanks,
sure.
man.
I'll be back next week.
Yeah, Lou Rip is like the unofficial guest host. He's like the fourth Lawnarchyist for the summer, because he'll be back in a week.
In 1 week, I'll be back in this motherfucker.
Yeah, and then or hold on, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Thank
2
you.
weeks.
Thank you for setting me straight.
I mean,
2
you can
weeks.
come back next week if you
I'm
want.
about to say, I think you got it right. I'll be back next week.
But yeah, you can come back next
For
week if you
whatever
want. Shit, fuck
ungodly
it.
reason, I'll be here.
Yeah, because you know
This
this
is
is.
bling in the background. I'm jazz music. That's all I am.
Call him John Coltrane.
Oh shit. But yeah, I'll have links in the description
Sausage links.
down in the page here. Once again, we got the after hour with DJ Buddha Palms coming up after here. Before we motherfucking go, I ain't had a chance to do nothing this shit just yet. This has nothing to do with y'all, so y'all are cool. This as you were. A couple of weeks ago now, we went down to Parlor because some guests of ours, Lonnie Love
Flex
and
on 'em!
Adele,
Flex
we're
on him
doing
one time.
the You Spin music trivia night. And at one point during the episode that we had them on, or it was like afterwards, I was joking about us making a team, and I can't remember if it was Adele or Lonnie, but one of those motherfuckers, they said, "Oh, I don't think he can win." So that was the challenge thrown. That might as well smack me in the face with a glove. So we go down to the parlor.
Wrecked it.
Hold on. First off, me and Riddoc sitting down there waiting for Rockwell to show up, and then the official third member shows up before Rockwell. He just walks up on us. He's like, "Hey, can I be on y'all's team?" I looked at him, and I was like, "Oh yeah, you look like you shoot this motherfucker up. Hell yeah." I'm not telling you know it all night.
He did have a little Columbine look to him.
Oh, a big one.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
And then Rockwell showed
I
up.
chose my words carefully speaking to the young man.
Yeah, man. Hey, the chicks from the cannabis spot, I was like, "Hey, y'all just be cool. Just, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. You might snap. I don't know what, you might.
A little off.
I don't know." But, we all pulled it together after we figured out how to work the app the right way, and dominated. From
beginning to end.
Hey, can I kick you like capoeira just for a second? Give a shout out to Waddell because
yeah,
that dude's been he's been doing U-Spin for like well over a decade. Me and Syke
been a
did
while,
some
yeah.
like initial promo graphic like skinning for U-Spin. Boy, dude, early 2000s is what it feels like, and he's been pushing it for a long time, man, and like gaining traction. Is I don't know. I hope that that really does for him what he's looking for, because like he's an example of someone who's like put so much of that like energy or whatever into his belief, into his dream, into his vision, and I always hope that stuff like pays off. And our music, just like for from here to now, always welcome to be on U-Spin. So like Adele, like if you hear this, man, just welcome our music always onto your platform.
I got to double up on Adele, man. Adele, I remember just before when he was just laying it out. You know what I mean? Like probably 11, 12 years ago, I remember him sitting me down talking about everything he wanted, everything he's doing now. He was just laying all this shit out. We constantly been talking about it, and every time he just getting a step further to where there is right now. So
I used to just be like, "Oh shit, son, don't none of that shit make no fucking sense to me, son. But check it out, I got your back. Whatever you need me to do, I'm gonna do it for you." Yeah. And then he would show it to me, and I'd be like, "Okay, I got that." And then he'd do this, and I'd be like, "Okay, I got that." But because Adele's communication is very
Rapid fire.
Not even rapid fire.
Look, I love him because he's like a hype horse. He's always hyper.
Yeah,
it's like bam, bam, bam.
It's more conceptual than act. Because like when he was like, "Well, you can run the club," and I was like, I don't know.
I ran into him at the Mixmaster Mike show,
but it was cool.
And like I don't know, like you you see someone who's you haven't seen for like years or whatever, and you're like, you're doing well. Like you look like you're still progressing in your path.
I'm super proud because
you just got love for.
Because there were definitely times where I thought that he was gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah, I hope man. Keep. You know what I'm saying? It's going.
Every time I've seen that dude, like over the years, like he's always just as energized. Like he's like the Energizer battery of like U-Spin. He's just like he's always energized about it. It's crazy, and I wish that I had such like defined enthusiasm for like one path, because for me it's like I'm always kind of chasing the money of stuff or whatever, and so I feel like I'm, except for with the music, because that's what I keep for me. Like I feel like I'm always kind of like chasing the the why or whatever, except for I'm doing it for my kids. I'm doing it for, just to try and establish like a platform, a support system for my family. But like it gets real confusing when you're starting to do what you want to do for a living, but then like you're making money doing it, but then it's like a little bit different than what you would be doing if you weren't making money. You know what I mean? Like it gets really convoluted and confusing in that realm. And so I personally notably have an appreciation for people who kind of like identify their goals and like stick with it for like years, because I feel like I'm always just like chasing a fucking like, I don't know, ADD, just like a dog after like one of those like laser pointers or something, or like cat after laser pointer. You know what I mean? Like that's like my career.
You know what? On the real, to that point, it's like 2020 taught me like you just gotta play the long game, because it's like a lot of people looking for that hustle and that quick buck, and it's like that shit never fucking works. At least for me, it never fucking worked. So 2020, I was just like, the whole pandemic like shook me, because I was just like, bruh, I don't know what this gonna mean for my job, what it's gonna mean for my wife's job, what it's gonna mean for us as a family. Like, it was just scary. Like, I don't even know what's gonna mean for our health. Like, this shit could kill us, you know what I mean? So it's like, and then it was like, once I had some clarity, I was like, bro, I can't be caught slipping with one income no more. I was like, I cannot be caught slipping, because that shit, like,
Diversify.
before that, I got a good job. I'm blessed to make a good salary, and I was living that way. Like, hey, I got a good salary, I got a good job. I'm buying 3-4 sneakers a month. You know what I mean? I'm kicking it. And then this pandemic hit, and it shifted everything in my mind. I was like, nah, I can't get caught like that again. So I started in stocks. I started in digital currency. You know what I mean? It's like rental properties, all of this shit. I started looking at all that shit, because I'm like, bruh, I can't get caught slipping like that no more. If it's just me, it's cool, but I got a family. I have 3 daughters. I got a wife. Nah, hell no. I'm not getting caught like that no more. So I was like, bro, I'm taking my time. I'm learning this shit from scratch. Same thing with working out. It was like, man, I want to be healthy. I want to look a certain way. I'm going to have to start from scratch. Everybody got a day one. You could look at the most buff motherfucker on earth. Everybody has a day one. I just accepted the fact that I had to start from that day one and just be consistent. Show up every day. That's what it's about.
It's like that Biggie
I'm
quote.
gonna show up in 3 days, and I'm gonna be super buff like Thor in Love and Thunder.
Well, what's that Biggie quote? Like
Odd juice.
Go in every day like it's your first.
Nah, I just
like,
steroids.
You just gotta show up, even when you don't feel like it. You just gotta show up.
Barry Bonds.
That's what
Barry
I do.
Bonds.
I get up every morning. I don't feel like working out. Nobody works out. Feels like fucking working out.
I'm
But
not gonna.
when nobody who's after you work out, they never regret that shit ever. 'Cause you feel amazing after you work out. Fucking amazing.
taking shark hormones. That's why I be so aggressive. That's why.
Shark hormones.
Yeah.
I mean, who is it?
I mean, sharks have 2 dicks.
Little shark fin, little rhino dick, whatever.
Shark hopped out the car with 2 dicks.
With the long nuts.
Long nuts. Summertime.
How I keep my hair so
with the
thick.
shark getting out the car.
Hey.
Did you say you sharted coming out the car? What?
Oh, man.
My man said the shark got out of the car.
Yeah.
The 2 dicks, of course. I mean, they got 2 dicks, but the shark got out the car.
Yeah, that's right. See,
I'm in the wrong hood.
That's the new
We gotta
trap
get out of
music.
here.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it when we get out of here. But appreciate y'all coming through. Stay tuned for the Buddha Palm with the After Hour. June 24th. Links in the description. Good night, everybody. Peace out.